uchingirirwa n'abakulu alayifoma bwayira n'omubwachela ala umuliro uchingirirwa n'abakulu alayifoma bwayira n'omubwachela iwe twenda n'olubuto bane ala twenda n'olubuto bane iwe twenda n'amapalo bane ala twenda n'olubuto bane ala fwe basumina mulisha mfumu ala ifama mwaila nomo bwachela ala fwe basumina mulisha mfumu ala ifama mwaila nomo bwachela iwe twenda n'amapalo bane ala twenda n'amapalo bane iwe twenda n'olubuto bane musonda ndume yanzi leka nkwebe pano chalo twaikala baba mafyae esanga shiyandi leka nkwebe pano chalo twaikala baba mafyae ululwa kwenda enda tekanya mwana wanti ababyashabo wakwata eleso wachiri ichibemba chitila ufa mwana wanti umwana shumfa amenenebye kukwikoshi teka kasanga mulizo ukashale misakalana ukashale misakala sungo mukoshi mwana wanti bulungu tabwashumba echo ninga kwebako ufa mwana wanti ababyashabo wakwata eleso wakumbere nechipimo chalanda chindike nabakachibere ala umulilo uchingirirwa n'abakulu ala ifama bwahira nomo bwachela ala umulilo uchingirirwa n'abakulu ala ifama bwahira nomo bwachela iwe twenda n'amapalo bane ala twenda n'olubuto bane nangwakana kanono akalesa mililo kwenda kalishibano ishalube nangukene kataretate kalishibano kuti imeshambole fwebetu abakristu fwebetu abana bakwe tushibano kuti yesu ekwali nangutupite mu mafya n'amasanswa ya kusana tushibano kuti yesu ekwali file nkoko ichingirila abana bakwe ebyo natata kumulu batuchingirila uchingirirwa n'abakulu ala ifama bwahira nomo bwachela omuliro uchingirirwa n'abakulu ala ifama bwahira nomo bwachela umfwapa many of the times tima namabosa tima zipanga bakristu babosa batitia ntikale bakristu bazona umfwapa abenga kristu banshikushino ulampa kushae mwabule supa ya barwa mabosa peli isteti ya kulumba kabumbo wa mibumbile mulafiro feo kufuka mapachintamba lugu alamandeka dungi komweo antikulisha mfumu ala helo mweo antikulilisa mukulu alabade ulubilo lwa wingi kubangirira kabutukile nebo kulibirira wewa nanti kapela malumbo kachikula chakwe cha mutenda nebo kapela malumbo kachikula chakwe cha mutenda atule tundu malumbo kachikula chakwe atule tundu malumbo kachikula chakwe cha mutenda
inena lichulile mwe bana bandi, inena lichulile mwe bana bandi, bakufwa yafe mwikale wino, bakufwa yafe mwikale wino, inena lichulile mwe bana bandi, imoshale lya mwe bana bandi, bakufwa yafe mwikale wino, bakufwa yafe mwikale wino. Awe inena kana
Kasumnyomulopa awe nakana,
kasumnyomulopa awe nakana,
kasumnyomulopa awe nakana,
mwikale kabana bakachule,
mwikale kabana bakachule nakana,
mwikale kabana bakachule,
mwikale kabana bakachule nakana.
mukasungane,
Mukasungane Zambia wino,
mukasungane,
mukasungane Zambia wino.
nami chichile chalo ichamutende nganshi, nalilwilile nkomdio upakupoko utungwa, ichive imba chitila mwikala patalala, mwina patalalika, mwikalete ntulubunti bali baimwe, nakane mpasase bali imwe, mumulukane Zambia hane sulule mali luhanile,
Luhanile mali luhanile, mulopa awe nakana, wasi mweyana ya mwene, mwikale kabana bakachule nakana, nite mwanene mwikale kana, mwikale kabana bakachule nakana. Mutakatili bulo wa pepe na gagamewo, mutakatili bulo wa pepe na gagamewo, mukalelane Zambia gabutu, mukalelane gabutu.
One Zambia, one nation should forever be your motto. Remain united as one, created in God's image. And above all, remember, love your neighbor as you love yourself.
mukasungane Zambia wino, mukasungane Zambia wino, mukasungane,
Mukasungane Zambia,
nandi Zambia mukasungane,
mukasungane Zambia,
tekwensha kulwa mukasungane,
mukasungane Zambia,
mukutende na mishila musungane,
mukasungane Zambia wino.
ine mumweo wandina lisalo kuwombela bayawe nangunaya,
Ekwaya lesakatile mawombeni,
ine mumweo wandina lisalo kuwombela bayawe nangunaya,
ekwaya lesakatile mawombeni,
awende kwaya lesakatile,
ekwaya lesakatile mawombeni,
nangunaya,
ekwaya lesakatile mawombeni,
wakamwikelo mwingilo wa mute,
ekwaya lesakalande mawombeni,
nangunaya,
lesakalande mawombeni,
awende kwaya lesakatile,
ekwaya lesakatile mawombeni.
Wow, wow, wow.
Welcome to Upnd Europe chapter. Good evening. How are you, my sister? Linda, how are you?
I'm fine, Mr. Mlongo. How are you? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but it's like there's some echo from the
Yeah, I'm on
background.
the phone with my sister-in-law. Sorry, naingira mzungu meeting.
Okay, we're already live, so maybe you can
Naingira
mute your
mzungu meeting.
sister-in-law. Yes, wonderful.
All right.
Good evening, everyone. Please, good evening, and we welcome you to our UPND European chapter, live broadcast. Here we are here to talk about things that happen daily especially in our country and around the world. So I am excited tonight. We are going to touch a number of topics, and we just want to hear what people they feel after the president has spoken. Had a brief conference, briefing last week, and what is going on somewhere else in the area of sports, maybe in other developmental areas. So it will be a very, very exciting moment. Linda, good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you, Chair?
I'm very much okay. How's been your week?
Well, my week has been good. I can't complain. We thank God for the gift of life.
Wow, that is great. It's only God who gives that. And indeed, we are very grateful and we're thankful. Yes. So maybe before we can go any further, before we can talk about our home, something very, very huge is going to happen here in Germany in a few days' time. Are you aware about the Special Olympics beginning in Berlin in about 25 days?
Yes, I'm aware. I think even Jean invited me. I think she even paid for me. So I'm just
Okay.
trying to look at my work plan. I think it's on the 17th, if I'm
Starting
correct.
from the 17th, yes, to
Yes.
9 days until to
Yeah.
20.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she paid for me. So I said, okay, let me look at my the work plan for June. Then I can
Okay.
reserve maybe some days and then just to join them.
Wow, that's wonderful. I saw the Zambian embassy offering some tickets, and some people they bought them immediately because they were just costing about €4.
Yeah, that's why she bought for me. And I've bought a ticket already. Then I said, June, where? When? Now, April. No, Linda, it's June. Then I said, okay, let me look at that one
Mhm.
and then I'll see what I can do.
Wow, wonderful, wonderful. I would have loved to be there, but my working schedule will not allow me. I really have a lot to do. My life is passion is sport because sport made me who I am today. I was very active, so it's only that age has caught up with us.
What's the title of the song which was playing? I even wrote in the chat.
Sorry?
Le Samoa Bombeni. What's the title of the song?
This one is a tribulation to Kaunda, when he died.
Okay.
The Zambia Army days and the Defense Forces, they sang it for him. Yes, I'll send it to you, the song.
Okay. No problem.
It's a very uniting song, very much. So briefly before I know there is a lot we are going to talk. I just want to give a bit of history of how the Special Olympics began because it's very, very interesting. It all began in the 1950s and the early 60s when Eunice Kennedy Silver saw how unjustly and unfair people with intellectual disabilities were treated. She saw that the many children with intellectual disability did not even have a place to play. She decided to take action. So Eunice Kennedy's vision began to take shape. She held a summer day camp for the youth people with intellectual disabilities in her own backyard. The goal was to learn what these children could do in sports and other activities and dwell on what they could not do. Throughout the 60s, Eunice Kennedy Silver continued her pioneer work. She was driving force behind President Kennedy's White House panel on people with disabilities, intellectual
Abilities.
disabilities. She directed Joseph P. Kennedy Jr. Foundation. Her vision and dream for justice grew into the Special Olympics movement. And Eunice Kennedy's charge to the athletics at inaugural took place some time later. He was inaugurated. In June 1960, Eunice Kennedy Shriver started an innovative summer camp for youth people with intellectual disabilities, as I've said earlier on, in the suburbs of Washington, D.C., with the goal to see if these young people, most of them lived in institutions, could participate in sport and physical activities. This was how the idea revolutionized, and in the fall of 1969, the Chicago Park District began plans for a citywide track meet modeled after the Olympics. They copied what the Olympics was doing. A proposal was made to Eunice Kennedy Shriver and Kennedy Foundation. Shriver embraced the project and asked Anne McClone Booker to enlarge the scope to include athletes around the world. So it went on in June and July 1968. Anne McClone Baku traveled to Washington to meet with the Kennedy Foundation staffer to continue discussions for a larger scale athletic event for the people with disabilities. The history continues. In March 1968, when most of us were not even yet born, Eunice Kennedy Shriver and the Chicago Park District hold a news conference to announce plans for the first Olympics Games for young people with disabilities. And indeed, July 20, 1968, this was held, and about 100 athletes attended the disabilities competition, most of them from the USA, Canada. They competed first Special Olympics International Summer Games, as they are called. It was held in Chicago. The opening ceremony included a teenager runner carrying a torch to light a 44-foot higher Jeff Kennedy flame of hope. Over 200 events were offered, including broad jump, softball, yard swim, 100-yard swim, high jump, 50 yards dash, water polo, floor hockey, and many other games. The event was so successful that Eunice Kennedy Shriver soon prayed that more games would be held in 1970 and every 2 years thereafter in a Pinalo International Special Olympics. That is a bit about this. We can follow it now. It will be happening in Berlin. Are you excited?
That is good.
Yes. As we go on, maybe as we are talking, we are going to try to see if we can put some videos and see how what was happening by then. Now, Linda, last time you said you are a sportsman or a sportswoman. What was your favorite sport? You said
I was playing volleyball with bankers.
You are playing volleyball. Okay.
Yeah.
So would you mind if you are coached to participate? I mean, in terms of helping the needy. These are people who are vulnerable. They are disabled. They need our attention. How do you stand to that?
Of course, why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a short answer.
Yeah, because those are challenged. They are not like us who can do things for ourselves. They are challenged despite they can play sport. That is how we can see how much passion they have for that sport, despite in being in that condition. So if they need help, what will stop us?
Nothing will stop us. So let's go back to our country. Do you know anyone who is an active sport and he has disabilities?
I remember some time back home, they used to have some tournaments for these people with disabilities. They would play basketball, they would play football, I can't remember, but on their wheelchairs, they would do their sport.
Okay. But
yeah, but as of now,
do you remember anyone in particular?
The names, no.
Okay, just a few seconds. Let's watch one girl, a Zambian girl, who is of such disabilities. Let me see.
Memory triangle.
Wow, 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 wow.
Very uplifting.
Can you imagine something like that happening? Yeah. So this is kind of thing that will be taking place in Berlin in about 25 days. It's so awesome. It's so encouraging to see people who are not able to do some things that we actually were able to cannot do.
Yeah,
What is your position on that?
that is really good.
Yes.
They have the motive to say if someone can manage, they can also manage, and that's what motivates me. A guy, it doesn't matter in which field, work, anything. I just look at somebody who managed to do that, and I say I can also do it. So it's the same with them.
Yes, that girl I just showed now, she's called Memory Changwe. And you, because of her being trying to be active, she has even surpassed men who are able-bodied. She represented the country.
Yeah.
And she was standing on the highest place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's really wonderful. I'm so excited because I hope Zambia will bring some athletes who are going to win us medals in that area, so that just to encourage others that nothing is impossible. Anyone can do anything as long as they are still alive.
Yeah,
Okay.
we just wish them all the best.
Yeah, sure. So I want to see if we can see this woman who started the Olympics. Maybe we can try to bring her up so that we hear what he said those days. So.
In ancient Rome, the gladiators went into the arena with these words on their lips: "Let me win, but if I cannot win, let me be brave in the attempt." Today, all of you young athletes are in the arena. Many of you will win, but even more important, I know you will be brave and bring credit to your parents and to your country. Let us begin the Olympics. Thank you.
Is that not beautiful?
That is beautiful.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
And also, as you know, here in the diaspora, there's nothing like people with disabilities. They treat them just like normal people. They look for even the jobs they are working. The bus them up. They are into sport. It's not in Africa where we forsake our own, you know.
Yeah.
Apart from the deaf, which we know in Zambia, at least they've got a deaf corner and the others are working. I remember when I was at Lusaka Girls, there was a place where the deaf would stay, whether they were going for school. I don't know what activities was taking place, but there was just a place where they were staying. And we also had people at Lusaka Girls who were deaf, who were blind. No, the blind. That is the blind. But at Lusaka Girls, we had our fellow schoolmates who were in the deaf class.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really wonderful. You know, my father, when we are young, there was one man he was our relative, and he only had one leg. Oh, but you could do wonders. So really, there is no one who can say is useless. And after all, there's no need of thinking in those ways, because you never know how your life is going to proceed. You can happen to anyone at any time. Yes. So I wanted to bring us a bit of the Olympics. Yeah. Okay. We see what is going to be happening in Berlin. Let me just bring it up before we can translate and talk about other things.
Okay.
So. That was not what I wanted. Let me see. Let me see once more.
Here, Maria wanted to bring somebody on board, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think they can come next week because they have a very special project, which is maybe we can give them the whole time just we talk about that. That would be very, very encouraging.
Okay.
Yes. Let me see. Yeah. That's why we have to divert and do this, what we are doing now.
Mm.
Now it's gonna work. So there we are. It says refused, doesn't want.
Okay.
Ich freue mich auf ein großes, buntes Fest in 3 Jahren in Deutschland. Wir versprechen große Gastfreundschaft.
Inklusion heißt, alle mitzunehmen, mit allen Menschen zusammen zu sein und anzuerkennen, dass wir alle natürlich gleich viel wert sind und dass alle Menschen, jeder Einzelne ganz wichtig ist, egal wie sie sind, so wie sie sind.
Inklusion ist ja immer ein großes Wort. Integration, Inklusion ist ein großes Wort. Es muss normal sein, dass alle dabei sein dürfen, dabei sein können und sich ausprobieren dürfen.
Keine Debatte über Doping oder Nicht-Doping. Es ist einfach, es wird jung und alt, machen einfach zusammen Sport.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is what is going to take place very soon, in about 25 days. It is awesome. This video is for 3 years ago. That's when they made it. So you can see as if things are happening now. Yes, yeah. Anyway, more to sports. We are going to come back to this very wonderful topic. There is a lot of issues that we need to discuss. I'm trying to look for people. Let's look for people who are intellectuals, who know about sport law, administration, and the like. There's one question we would want to ask them. You know, there has been a fight between FAS and the government and the like over edges. Are you aware about that?
Yes, I'm aware about it.
Yes, they are fighting over edges.
But then when you say that they are fighting over edges, you think like it's something which is just small, it's just the J's. But
No.
initially, it's just not the J's.
I know.
For example, okay.
Yeah, I know. That's why I want us to hold that fire for next time so that we bring experts, because it's something very, very interesting to realize that people, they can have differences over a cloth. Yeah, something like this.
Yeah, when it's a market cloth,
yeah,
then it brings a problem, because even here you can be sued for that one, for duplicating.
So we have to hear now so that we learn something. You know, knowledge is powerful. Is power. The more you know, the less you make mistakes in life. So let's bring the experts, maybe in 2 weeks' time, and hear what they have to tell us about the jazz. Yes, yeah. So now, Linda, you know that in Zambia, a lot is going on. The president, he had a wonderful time. The daughter got married. A very beautiful ceremony that happened in Zambia at the
Namwala.
at community house, and then they went to Namara where someone was showered with animals.
Oh,
do you
yes.
like?
You know, I'm even proud of our tribe. I would say, honestly, we need to practice more of the tradition Tongaland, because at the end of it, you walk away with cows. Huh?
Imagine you get that with cows. But me, what interested me most, I mean, for cows, we get them, we know very well. But you can imagine they got 2 elephants.
2 elephants from Chief Mukuni.
Eh?
Yes.
So where are they going to keep those elephants? Or they stay.
And then there's someone who also, she was offered a land, a big plot of land to start the farming, in short.
Okay. All right. Wow.
Somebody gave them land.
But still land, okay. But how about the elephants? Where are they going
in the same bush of the land?
It's just they are going to mark them, or what? I don't know.
No, I think, you know, the people with money, they'll put whether it's a fence or electric wire around, just for the animals not to go out.
Yeah.
And then they'll mingle with the cows. They'll be brothers and sisters at the end of the day.
you were there recently in Zambia, isn't it? And if you are going to Monza after Monza, you know that there is that young man who have built a zoo. Have you ever seen it?
As you are going to Monze? No. In fact, the last time in 2021 I was there, I didn't reach Southern Province.
Okay. So there is a very beautiful zoo that the boy built, and people, they like it. He's a youth.
Okay.
Yes, very.
And it was different animals there.
Yes, different animals. And, you know, made it in the Tonga traditional way.
Okay.
Very attractive. Yes. I think if I find the videos, I can they are there on the internet. I can show you. Yes, very, very interesting. We passed last time when we were there last year, we passed by, and you see people like this. They are coming. And just a simple idea from his own village. Wonderful.
Okay.
Yes. So those are some of the things that are happening. But on Friday, we had a very powerful press conference. And one of the things the president said was that he's talking to Mr. Lungu. What is your take about that?
That just some of the way the president said, he is open and willing to dialogue with the former president, because for him, he feels like 2 heads is better than 1. But the only problem we have is the ex-president is not looking at it in those lines. For him, he's so bitter, he just wants to come back, of which the constitution doesn't allow him to do that. You see? And that's why the president of Zambia, His Excellency, the President Hakainde Hichilema, said, why should I be looking for faults in the ex-president? I'll be the first one to go and help him if I find somebody's mistreating him. Because the constitution clearly states, when you're an ex-president, you step down, you just give guidance. But he's still active in politics. And when you hear him talk, you know it's not something impressive or to encourage the current president to say, come, we work together. The current president, even before he became president, he was open for dialogue. Because he knows to say at the end of it, it's for the benefit of the country of Zambia. You see?
Wow. That is great insight, what you are saying there. But
no,
the problem is that it's like they have not really worked on it, that they are out of power. They think they still...
No.
So my question...
The followers are the one who is misleading him. Because if they can say, sir, can you step down? Let's look. That's why they need to groom someone within themselves, so that to say, when my term comes to an end, this is the one maybe everybody's going to vote for. Let them groom someone, because now it's like they're fighting for whoever has to be.
Okay. Now, my interest is how did the UPND sympathizers and the UPND members took it, looking at this person who was on the helm of those who mistreated others, who even some were killed during his reign. What is the atmosphere on the ground?
The atmosphere, we are not happy. That's why even the president himself said, if only I could say, okay, I give you 24 hours, you give back to what they did to you. Just for them to have a feel of what it is. But he says, I am not like them. I don't behave like that.
Wow.
But for us who are on the ground, who say, just maybe 1 hour, we show them how it feels. So that, because you know what is upsetting? They are so pompous. They have got loud mouths. Instead of knowing what they did was wrong, and to just see, oh, the government is working. They'll open their mouths, talk the loudest. In short, they don't have shame. Because if they had shame, they would have just kept quiet. Because when you look at what is happening right in Zambia, when you look at what the president has done in just this a year plus, it's something the PF could not even do in the 5-10 years they've been. Instead of giving credit where it is due. Just like I saw a video of Lusambo where he was making, why did they not call me to the wedding? I just told myself that they shouldn't even do it because you end up poisoning the people there.
Okay. All right. That one aside is a very hot topic. We don't know how we can absorb, but as Christians, we do forgive. But if things go beyond, there is also consequences, isn't it? Yeah,
of course.
Yeah. So the PF, they have to realize that they cannot take the people for granted. It can happen that people, they get angry and they can pounce on them. So one of the things, before we move away from there has been that trending video that you have seen where they're saying that they were doing some exercises, and someone said they are regrouping. The former president was also there.
Yeah, I saw them. They are jogging. GBM was there. This who is this one? The other one, this one, what is his name? The dark man, what is his name?
Which one? Chirushia. Who is that one?
This one who is like GBM. Yishimba Kambwili was there. They are joking, trying to make, even if they are regrouping won't help them. What they need is to identify within themselves somebody who can lead, not the ex-president. As long as, because it's like the ex-president wants to lead again, which the constitution doesn't allow him to do that. So that's a non-starter for the PF. That's how PF is going to be forgotten, like UNIP.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So that one is just show off and trying to see, okay, we are together, but the togetherness is not there.
Okay. All right. Okay. As I said, that is a very hot topic. Maybe we have to invite some people, even from their group, as we go on, as we grow, and ask them questions. What is their position? Where do they want to take the country? Because they have not appreciated the things that the current government is doing. They are beneficiaries of that. Even if there are trials that are going on in court and the like, but majority, they are free. They are still enjoying their lives that they were enjoying. No one so far we can say that their freedom have been taken away. Everyone is still free. Now, my other concern is that the president, he wanted to show the nation what has happened from the time we took independence with our economy. And he used measurements in terms of graphics, pictures and the like. So someone said, a priest in that matter, a priest was mocking the president. He said that the people of Chawama, what they want is food on the table. They don't eat it
on the table and not figures.
Yes.
And figures don't lie, because
Yeah.
how do you want the food on the table without figures?
Yeah. So yes, that's what I want to hear more from you. What is your position on that? Should a man of God speak like that in a Christian?
For me, I have classified that whether it's a priest as a PF cadre in his priesthood or in whatever ministry he holds.
Those Christian.
Because when you go in church, preach about the Bible. What does the Bible say? Don't mix church and politics. You choose one if you want to. No? And then he was using, he was a bit indirect, but people who know, he knows where the story is coming from. You know, which is very shameful. Shameful. I see some people have attacked him on his platform. Yeah.
Okay, I just saw the video and I was touched. I said, is this? And he's putting even the robes, priestly robes, you know, cross.
Yeah.
Identify him that he's doing the work of God. It's not supposed to be like that. You can, if you're not happy with the situation, there is a better way of doing things if you are called to serve God. Because actually, such people, they should be uniting factors. Even if you are not happy with something, there should be a way you should come out. Now, when the president showed those graphics, there is a division. People, they are saying the people in the village, those who are not educated, they can't understand all that. But as we have gone to school, we know that you can't measure. You can't. Someone asked here a question, said, "What you can't measure, you cannot control." Graphics are important.
Yeah. For me, how I would take that one. In the first place, the president is not even supposed to give those graphs like the way he did. His subordinates are the one to give, to say this is what is on the ground. But as you know, the president's line of thoughts and doings, others, they don't follow, they've got their own agendas. So he took it upon himself to explain to the people so they understand. So if us who went to school were able to understand, it's now for the subordinates to explain it in a layman's language for the people in the villages and rurals to understand. And this is where now the UPND media team comes in. They can even make some clips in different languages explaining to people for them to understand. Because already even the people in the village, they know to say their fathers were working. Now they're able to withdraw this partial withdrawal. Is it not something one should be proud of? He talked of a 500 kwacha students allowance. Is it not something? Is it not better than nothing? At least parents used to struggle just to look for money to send to their children. But now they're not struggling because the children can get money from the government now. Is it not the government working? So who would even want to come and say, what is a 500? When you don't even have a 500 kwacha yourself, is it not money when somebody gives you that?
Yeah, some people are very sick. But let's just stop here for a while. Let's enjoy our music from our country.
Okay.
In the morning, my woman is busy preparing water and food for the family. Oh, my woman, you know how to make me happy. You know how to please a man. Sendo mutima wandi na katongo lekankulange etyo na kutemwa. Katongo eko bali banachiruya banabwalya eko bali banamwasa banakatongo eko bali banachiruya banabwalya eko bali banamwasa tubalange eko tushana mweba banandi ebyo tushana mwe banandi kwesulubemba ebyo tushana mwe banandi ebyo tushana mwe banandi kwesulubemba woman, I can't wait for the sun to go down. Nawalya, Mika Pachifuba, let me listen to your beautiful heartbeat. Wokufundo mwana wafunde chumulo. Oh my bemba woman, you got it all. Omo chinchi kuku. I give you my all. Away bemba woman, Wanawalya eko bali wanamwasa, Wanakatongo eko bali wanachirufya, Wanawalya eko bali wanamwasa, Walange ebyo tushana mwe banandi, ebyo tushana mwe banandi kwesulubemba, ebyo tushana mwe banandi, ebyo tushana mwe banandi kwesulubemba, Wanakatongo eko bali wanachirufya, Wanawalya eko bali wanamwasa, Wanakatongo eko bali wanachirufya, Wanawalya eko bali wanamwasa, Walange ebyo tushana mwe banandi, ebyo tushana mwe banandi kwesulubemba, ebyo tushana mwe banandi, ebyo tushana mwe banandi kwesulubemba. Naseke natemwa, naseke natemwa, naseke natemwa, naseke natemwa. Susho mutwe, ati tumone palukobo, susho mutwe, tumone pakoto, susha. Bekako, Wanakatongo eko bali wanachirufya, Wanawalya eko bali wanamwasa, Wanakatongo eko bali wanachirufya, Wanawalya eko bali wanamwasa, ebyo tushana mwe banandi, ebyo tushana mwe banandi kwesulubemba, ebyo tushana mwe banandi, ebyo tushana mwe banandi kwesulubemba, Wanakatongo eko bali wanachirufya, Wanawalya eko bali wanamwasa, Wanakatongo eko bali wanachirufya, Wanawalya eko bali wanamwasa, ebyo tushana mwe banandi, ebyo tushana mwe banandi kwesulubemba, ebyo tushana mwe banandi, ebyo tushana mwe banandi kwesulubemba.
Wow. That is our tradition. So wonderful. You still enjoy Zambian music, traditional music?
Of course, especially the Tonga one. Yeah. There's one time I was playing what song is that on which made me cry the whole time? Ndalumba mugo wangu, Ndalumba mugo wangu, dum 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 dum. I cried. It made me miss home. Yeah.
You have to love where you are coming from. Don't forget where you are coming from. It's very important because it gives you direction where you're going to, and it also affords you to know where you are. Now, as we are closing up in about a few minutes, Linda, the president talked about a lot of wonderful things. And today, I joined that group where Honorable sent, and someone was complaining. He says, Since 2 years, they've been applying, and they have not been accorded to get the CDF money. And someone wrote, he said, yes, CDF guidelines were not easy at first. And of all of us, we are just learning. No, Papa, we are just. So where do we stand? Have people really come to know how to apply, how to access this money, how they can get and make use of it? Where is the problem? Because every quarter, we have even students, our own students, we teach vulnerables. That's what they told us. They said, Awe Takuli. And someone even wrote today saying that the creation of the Minister of SEM was sheer waste of time. But yet, I was reading the statistics say that when the Upnd came into government, they found that there were only about 43,000 companies. And within 1 year, they increased it to 245,000. So what does it make sense that people are complaining, or there's something that is lacking? Where can we come in and help?
I think I would say CDF money has been there. But when the CDF money is there and then they sit on it, they don't use it according to what is supposed to be used, then the people in the area, even if they applied, they will just tell them the person has people have collected the what those people who did good write-up they've got. And then if you make it difficult and complicated, it's difficult for people who have not going to school to follow the steps and to do what. But now it is made much easier, which even somebody who has not going to school can afford to get that CDF. Why? Because of the president who has made it clear the CDF have to help people in their areas. So even if somebody wants to sit on it, it's very difficult now. But back then it was very easy.
Okay.
Wow. For me, that's my take.
Wow. Wow, Babla Ngombe, yeah. Try to come in again. You didn't join with the audio and video, or else you cannot come on the live. You are still in the studio. I believe you can hear me. Please make effort as we are closing up. We would want to hear from people like you. I don't know where you are, but that could be nice to hear from you. Yes. So what can be done so that we stop talking about this issue? Let us see people who are coming and telling us, this is the money I got, this is the project I did, this is what I've gained.
And maybe to start with, if people are complaining, I think maybe they should utilize the constituent offices where they can make some meetings and explain to the people in the rural areas how they can write the, how do we even call them? Project proposals. They guide them according to the language they understand in their areas. So when they educate them, then you're going to see the next CDF, there'll be a lot of people, and then there should also be people who can monitor them in what they are doing so that they just don't get money and just utilize it on other things.
No, that is really good. It's a good point, because I didn't know until I watched a video where MP, the Speaker of the National Assembly, Madam Miti, went to open an office, a National Assembly office, right up in the constituents. So, and they say they have built 17 of them so far, and they want to make sure that the whole country is covered with such offices. And you can imagine the help came from the German government through the development bank. So is it that people, they don't know about such programs? The MPs, they don't know about it, or what is the problem?
Me, I was among the first people who worked under the parliament in the constituent offices. That was my last job before I relocated here. So other places, they were renting the office. I remember my Mbabala constituent office was at the parish, Catholic parish.
At Chiralantambo, I believe.
Chiralantambo, yes. That was my office.
Okay.
And then others in the due run, there were places which they bought land and they started building those offices, because it's not for a short period. They have to have offices instead of renting. I even I was staying at Chilalantambo right there, and across, just opposite Chilalantambo Parish, that's where Chief Mapanza was staying. I even built a house right in Chief Mapanza's yard to say that is the house I would want to live in. They told me you can build here if you want. Then when you build, you can stay here. Then they'll deduct the rentals for how many years, I don't know how many years I would stay there until everything's. That's how I started building the house there. By the time I relocated to come here, it was on the window level. Yes. So I don't know how far they've gone, whether they're still, I think they're still there at Chilalantambo, because I heard somebody say they wanted to bring it to the council there at Mbabala market somewhere there. That then they said no, that's how it came to Chilalantambo. So I don't know whether they're still using the same officers there, or they have built. No idea.
We can ask the earlier MP. He's our colleague, so he can tell us more, because around that place a lot of activities are happening, because even the constituency office, that's where it is now. So a lot of activities are happening. He was talking about opening a training center there for the children, for the youth. So I believe a lot is going on there. And because that place is already electrified, it's very to pull power to anyone. I remember those old days, those who used to have shops there, the way they used to boast, because they were an exception in society. They have what not everyone will have to have, especially that we come from that area we come. Yeah, so I think we can come to the end of our program today, and we have really done it well, and we hope to do better. So let's go back and tell others, and especially our team, they should be here so that we make this a reality the way we have planned it. So we are going to meet next week. I believe we are going to have a guest. I don't know whether it will be sports or something else, but definitely we are going to have someone here, as we have been doing every Monday. So you're welcome, and I wish you all the best. But before you go, I want to show you a bit of the beauty of Zambia.
All right.